Annabel Croft, far end of the court. Playing against a woman who by now, Joanne is a Wimbledon legend.
I am Annabel Croft, former British tennis player, now commentator, reporter and pundit.
You're the only couple who really touched me emotionally.
From tennis star to strictly favourite, Annabel Croft has been on our TV screens since she was just a teenager. After retiring from tennis at the age of just 21, Annabel has gone on to have a glittering career on the television. From professional athlete to treasure hunt to Strictly Come Dancing and Wimbledon broadcasts, there isn't much she has not done. And while she was conquering her latest endeavour, her solo talking tour, we found time to have a catch up and recognise just how much brilliant work she's done in her career. This is such a brilliant conversation with the new backdrop of one of the most inspirational sporting characters of all time. I'm delighted to have our first sporting conversation with the incredible Annabel Croft. This is a brilliant conversation. And just before you get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you leave that like, that subscribe, that comment, all of that jazz in the comments down below. And I will leave you now without further ado to enjoy this conversation with Annabel Croft.
Firstly, thank you very much for taking the time out of a busy Sunday and a busy schedule for you anyway.
Don't worry, that's all right. No, it's fine. It's just a lot of travelling actually. It's anyway, not to worry. All good.
No, thank you very much. But as I say, actually, specifically speaking to you, I've been really excited about, because I've not long sort of started into the media world. And so the sort of the transitions and the versatility that you've done and you've got through the career that you've had is something that I look up to a lot. So it's a very good opportunity.
Oh, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
No, you're very, very welcome. I will, excuse me, firstly, before we just start, I did also want to say a big congratulations to you as well for your very happy family baby news.
Oh,
very exciting.
Thank you. He's adorable. I was with him this morning. He's just absolute melt factor.
Bless him. Baby and mum both okay?
Yes, they're fine. I mean, she had a horrible emergency cesarean, so it takes a while to get over an operation like that. But she's fine now and she's loving it. Yeah. So completely besotted, as am I.
Oh, bless you. Oh, congratulations. I did want to say that before we started. So to sort of get straight into it, I thought, we'll be talking about tour, obviously, and so it's sort of the best way to introduce you really is from tennis and TV star to Strictly star, Annabel Croft. So thank you so much for joining me, as I say. I want us to kind of go from the beginning at the moment, actually, and just find out from you what got you into tennis to begin with.
Actually, I talk about that on my tour, and I got into tennis on a family holiday in Spain and picked up a racket and did some group lessons at the hotel and just fell in love with it. Had a very lovely teacher. He made me want to play tennis and it went from there.
Because it's really unique sort of looking at your story. I'm a massive tennis fan, which is another reason I'm very excited to speak to you. To be as successful as you were at such a young age, and main draw at Wimbledon at such a young age, to then retiring equally at such a young age, where did sort of the journey take you from starting so young to kind of finishing young? What was that like?
Well, it didn't feel so young when I stopped playing tennis, because I'd been going around the globe from I'd been traveling internationally from 12 playing tennis, and then on the tour at 15. So by 21, I'd been doing it for quite a long time. But I think life, when you look at it, it's all in chapters, and it takes you different places that sometimes you don't expect to be taken. And I've always been someone who just, if doors open and present themselves, you kind of follow where it's taking you. So that's kind of how I've done my career, really, but always looked into opportunities and never expected somebody out there to kind of make things happen for me either.
Mhm. And I think that's really interesting, especially when you then go kind of fresh off the back of tennis into such a different transition into the TV world. What was that like?
Well, in those days, there wasn't lots of channels.
Mm,
So there wasn't that many opportunities, well, certainly not to do tennis broadcasting. So it was more about entertainment television and just engaging with lots of different things that were coming along. So I did theatre things, I did pantomime. I sort of said yes to lots of different things just to open up my horizons. And it was really fun. I met lots of people, engaged in lots of different activities, and yeah, I mean, when I look back at it, I mean, it's a lot to do with what I talk about on this speaking tour. It's that I take
yeah.
people on a journey, and yeah, it's quite fun. It's fun to look
Yeah,
back on.
it's fun to hear about because you talk about there not being many channels now, which I'm 22, so to to for me, I never even really sort of grew up in a time where there were a few channels around, and so you talk about the tennis broadcasting being quite limited opportunity wise. Was that still always something you wanted to do when you started in telly, or was it just like a yes game, as you say, to take whatever kind of came up?
Oh, I think I had no clue back then what I was going to do, but tennis commentary was not an option because there weren't, Sky TV and Eurosport didn't
Mm,
exist. So it was more when that opportunity came along to say yes to it, not sure whether I can do it or not, but let's have a go. And then
yeah.
always learn on the job. So it was a matter of doing it, seeing if you liked it, and then continuing to see if you could improve and learn. But definitely it wasn't something planned. It just didn't work like that.
No, and to just sort of touch briefly on this tour then, is it another kind of example of how you've always been in terms of just say yes and kind of maybe just take things as they come and sort of roll with it?
Yeah, I mean, with this and now with more experience, obviously you look at
Hmm.
opportunities and you consider it carefully. Um, but I'm always somebody that will, not be afraid to fail. And so you have
Yeah,
a look at things and have a go at it. And sometimes put yourself outside your comfort zone, which is quite important, I think, because otherwise you never try anything new. But
yeah.
I've actually really enjoyed the tour a lot more than I expected to. I'm supposed to be helping them set up at the stage at the moment.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. But yeah, we've just arrived at the venue, and it's lovely to meet all the local people. And sometimes they're either tennis fans, strictly fans, or a bit of both. And it's nice to engage with people. I take them on a bit of a journey, and I do a bit of dancing with the host, who's an amazing ballroom champion. And we talk about health, we talk about all sorts. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's been really fun. I've enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah, that's amazing. And the tennis side of your career, obviously, you've got the playing and the punditry and the TV work and stuff, as the commentary and everything else. And as I said, I'm a massive tennis fan. Growing up, I was always allegiance-wise, I was always very split between Andy and Rafa. I was a massive Rafa fan, as well as
Mm.
obviously that kind of feeling like you had to. Andy was like your go-to for as a British child growing up playing as well. But you've sort of had that sort of unique experience with obviously Roger as well and Novak still, to be kind of immersed in those worlds and in those battles. What has that been like sort of for you to have your experience watching those almost from the front lines, I guess, if you like?
Yeah, well, I'm very privileged that I've covered this sport for many, many years in one of the greatest eras that there's ever been, with the likes of Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, Murray, you name it, Serena Williams,
Hmm.
all of these icons of the sport. So it's been incredible, but it's been a very long process, and many long hours, many night shifts. Nothing
Yeah,
you don't these things are not always as easy as
yeah.
they sound. There's a lot of hard work that goes in behind it, but equally it's been extremely enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm Wimbledon has always been like one of my biggest sort of calendar moments. And I went for the very first time last year and I camped over and I did it from the queue, which was just a really fun experience because you got sort of a good feel for it. And this year, I was very lucky because I've got a couple of tickets in the ballot for the men's final, which was just one of the most unbelievable things. I've like one of the best days of my life. And
Can
in my
imagine.
opinion, yeah, I mean, I'm a massive sports fan. I'm a massive football fan. But, for me, I don't think there's a better sporting occasion than the Wimbledon final. Do you think you'd
Yeah.
agree?
Well, I think that's probably, well, I'm obviously going to be biased because tennis is my sport, but there's a lot of people who've come to the tour who've sort of said exactly that. If they've had
Yeah.
the privilege of coming to a Wimbledon final, it's pretty special.
It's like it's not like anything else. I don't think
No.
that you get
No, it's not.
anywhere. Do you? I don't want to put you on the spot with this, and this is a subjective question, which is why I like it. In terms of some of the names we speak about, obviously Rafa, Roger, Novak are known as the big three. Do you have in your eyes someone who you believe is the greatest of all time?
I think it depends what you count as greatest. I mean, greatest in terms of Grand Slams at the moment from watching, and men's tennis certainly, is obviously Novak Djokovic. He's on an equal Grand Slam tally as Margaret Court. I think Serena Williams is the greatest female player I've witnessed. And then, of course, in terms of the beauty of how he plays, Roger Federer, but also I'm enjoying watching Carlos Alcaraz. But I can't give all of this away because obviously people are coming to my tour, and I probably need to go. I might need to go and help them set up in a minute.
Yes, exactly. So I just want to quickly whiz on to Strictly for the listeners as well. As you say, everybody's a very split audience. Some people have both sides of it, which is great to be able to bring both sides of sort of your career. I saw you there last night, supporting everyone. Looked like it was a great night, and obviously everybody knows both how important the experience was for you at the time in which you took part in it, and also your relationship with Johannes. Watching it, you often hear the same sort of phrases brought up at Strictly, a bit like a sort of a bingo card of phrases that get mentioned all the time. One that people always say, sort of, when they leave, they've met a friend for life, sort of thing. I'm really curious to see from your own sort of really impactful personal experience. Is Johannes still somebody that you are really close with?
Of course he is, absolutely. I loved seeing him last night. We had a great chat and a get together. We've spoken since, and we had a very special relationship and bond, and I think we're bonded for life. So I'll be cheering him all the way.
Amazing. I do think they were great, by the way. I think him and Alex are a great partnership this year as well. So
she was lovely too. I enjoyed meeting her. She was lovely, and they danced beautifully last night. Although it's such a strong group, they're all amazing.
Yes, so even this year.
Last night.
Yeah, amazing. I want to just touch on, because I said that it's something that is really special for me to be able to speak to you from where I am in the stage of my career, but equally your experience on Strictly, and I think what you're doing now as well, inspired so many people. And I think, I say it from where I am now, broadcasting wise, but then, my mum, who was 52, just completely fell in love with you, watching it from that, you being able to kind of, I guess, show that women of a certain age, I suppose, can still do so many incredible things, and the way that you really pushed yourself and thrived in the competition. How does that feel to be able to sort of inspire people like that?
Well, I'm surprised really, but it's lovely to hear that I am. And people have said that to me when I've met them, in the Q&A session and things like that with our speaking tour. But well, I'm very honoured actually, and quite flattered. I mean, it's not something I've ever thought that I would, but if I am, then that's very positive, and I'm quite proud of it.
Yeah, and your children, I spoke about just briefly before we started recording. Obviously, they didn't see your tennis playing career side of things. So to be able to then watch you do Strictly and now go on to a tour like this, how much are they? How nice is that? And equally, how much
it is really
do they provide
nice.
that motivation?
Yeah, it's really nice because they're enjoying kind of coming on the journey with me. So we're a very tight group, great, tight family, and we support each other, and I couldn't do it without them, to be honest.
Amazing. So just give everybody now then a bit of a flavour on what this tour is, what people can look forward to, and sort of what you'll be bringing to the table.
That's a very good question. I think when people look at Wimbledon And you've talked about Wimbledon having tickets to go there, and maybe, you know, at US Open, which has just been finished in September. That's the glamour side of tennis, and what people don't know is what sits behind that and what players have gone through to even make it to those tournaments. And it's something that I really appreciate, because I know the grind and the grit that they have to find to be able to make it to a tournament like Wimbledon. So I take the audiences on a bit of a journey from what it's like as a little girl or a little boy to pick up a racket for the first time, and what was that journey like to make it to Wimbledon. And then I move into broadcasting, tell a few stories about broadcasting, you know, situations along the way. And then I touch on some health things. And then we finish with Strictly Come Dancing. And I dance a couple of times with my wonderful partner. So, hopefully it's a nice, and we do Q&A. So hopefully it's a nice experience. So yeah, I'm certainly enjoying it myself.
Yeah, no, it sounds brilliant. Lastly, because I don't want to hold you up too long, I know you're sort of in the melee of having to get yourself ready for this evening, but everything that you've sort of done up until now and what it's all culminated in was Strictly kind of maybe putting you out into a different comfort zone and testing you there. Has it given you that confidence maybe now to be able to embark on something so different like a tour?
Yes, I think I've done many different things in my life. So I've done documentaries, I've done pantomimes, I've done theatre, I've done obviously tennis commentary, hosting things. You know, like I said, I'm never afraid to try anything and dip your toe in the water and see what it's like. So yeah, I would like to open up other avenues, to be honest with you. I think it's exciting. Otherwise it can, you know, it's good to challenge yourself and do something different. Well, thank you very much. And
no, thank you.
to
Enjoy
chat.
the tour. And you too. I look forward to it, and thank you for taking the time.
Pleasure. Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye, Annabel.
Bye.
A great conversation. Thank you so much for making it this far if you have. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure you do just leave that thumbs up, subscribe, comment, all of that jazz down below. As I said at the start of the video, it really does help us continue to bring you the best possible guests. Before our next conversation, remember to keep on checking out Suffolk Sound for around the clock 24-hour brilliant live radio. And I will see you again very soon for our next conversation.